Welcome back to Automotive. As you stand before the 2026 Rolls-Royce Cullinan in its stunning navy dark blue silhouette, you are not simply looking at an SUV, you're witnessing the materialization of prestige, heritage, and elegance wrapped in sculpted steel. The massive Pantheon grille sits like a polished crown, flanked by celestial LED laser headlights that stare with silent command. Above it, the illuminated spirit of ecstasy rises, not as a decoration, but as a beacon of generational excellence. The sharp symmetry of the front fascia, combined with the subtle curvature of the hood, invites reverence rather than attention. Beneath the glossy marble showroom floor, reflections shimmer like ripples beneath a royal procession. Every angle, every contour, is perfectly calculated to exude power, patience, and presence. It is not just design, it is Rolls-Royce philosophy incarnate. One that understands silence, poise, and magnificence are louder than speed or sound. From the side, the 2026 Cullinan stretches like a monument to movement, even at a complete standstill. Its proportions speak not to trend, but to tradition, elevated to a future-proof elegance. A long, sweeping beltline runs from the polished bonnet to the sovereign rear, hinting at the legacy of carriages but executed with a whisper of modern rebellion. The chrome window frames trace the glass with jeweler's precision, wrapping the dark navy form in a shimmering silhouette. Rear-hinged coach doors suggest ceremony with every opening, while the floating roofline balances mass with grace. The massive chrome wheels, detailed with the RR insignia that remains upright even in motion, echo like footsteps in a grand hall. And as the showroom lights pour down across its skin, the navy blue body reveals deeper tones with every glance. Sapphire, obsidian, night sky. It's not painted, it's cloaked in mystique and majesty. At the rear, the Cullinan doesn't retreat, it commands from behind. There's something sacred about this angle. The rear tailgate is wide, clean, and regal, with lines so deliberate they could only have come from the minds of engineers who studied sculpture before science. Chrome surrounds the dual rectangular exhausts, which emit no growl here, only the promise of power restrained by dignity. The taillights sit high, precise, and finely edged, like modern-day torches on a castle gate. A subtle spoiler completes the symmetry, while the central Rolls-Royce emblem stares back like a final signature on a masterpiece. And in this navy cloak, the Cullinan doesn't vanish into darkness. It reflects light like ink under glass. This is not just a rear view, it's an exit with grace. And even as it leaves, it reminds you, royalty never turns its back. It makes a lasting impression. Here, from the front three-quarter view, the Cullinan comes alive, a modern monarch at full stride. The grille juts forward confidently while the chrome-spoked wheels turn ever so slightly, ready to move, yet happy to wait. The curvature of the fenders swells with strength but never aggression, and the interplay between soft body lines and firm angles feels like a dialogue between nature and architecture. The dark navy paint takes on a life of its own, catching glimmers of gold, steel, and cobalt from the showroom lighting, as if telling its own story in color. Even the shadows beneath the SUV seem orchestrated, like a custom-tailored tuxedo draping a royal figure. And all the while, the spirit of ecstasy leads from the prow, as if whispering to onlookers, "This is what happens when the future learns to respect its past." In this view, the 2026 Cullinan's balance of elegance and dominance is fully realized. The rear fender arches rise like a cathedral dome, curving around to meet perfectly beveled taillights that offer just enough of a modern edge without ever stepping into flight. The sharp crease from rear door to tail subtly mimics the shoulder of a tailored suit, pressed, defined, effortless. Chrome accents along the bottom glint like royal jewelry, catching just enough light to remind you this isn't ordinary luxury. This is curated prestige. Through the tinted rear window, the faint glow of the starlight headliner teases from within, and the body language of the SUV at this angle. Regal, relaxed, and ready. It's the look of someone who has already won the game and simply chooses to watch others play. The rear cabin of the Cullinan is not just a place to sit, it is a sanctuary designed for the soul. Slip inside, and you're embraced by white leather that feels closer to clouds than upholstery. The ambient lighting glows in soft lines across the footwell and ceiling, gently illuminating a space meant not for travel, but for transcendence. Dual lounge seats recline in silence, divided by a center console that houses chilled champagne, bespoke glassware, and controls so subtle they seem to respond to your intent rather than your touch. Rich wood veneers wrap the cabin in warm, resonant tones, not like decor, but like the acoustics of a great concert hall. The starlight headliner dances above, recreating constellations from memory, and within all this, silence is sacred. No noise, no distraction. Just the soothing heartbeat of refined engineering and the comforting hush of knowing you've arrived. The cockpit of the Cullinan whispers control, not chaos. It's a space built around authority, not through clutter, but through confidence. The steering wheel, wrapped in hand-stitched navy leather, bears the RR badge like a signet ring passed. Through dynasties, the digital display glows, not with aggression, but with clarity. Each gauge, symbol, and line perfectly spaced like sheet music in a symphony. The dashboard breathes with wood and metal accents, arranged in horizontal flow, evoking the dashboard of a yacht more than an SUV. A touchscreen floats seamlessly in the center, with tactile switches below that click like watch mechanisms. Not just designed, it's curated. And as your hand rests gently on the wheel, there's a moment when you realize you're not simply driving a car. You are commanding a vessel made for the few, but envied by all. From above, the Cullinan appears as a sculpted monolith. Composed, commanding. Its dark navy shell seems almost black at the edges, like deep ocean water lit only by moonlight. The panoramic glass roof stretches across the top like a crystal skylight in a palace, with glimpses of the glowing interior ambience seeping through. Lines flow effortlessly from front to rear, interrupted only by the polished chrome trim that wraps the body like a royal sash. Even the shadow it casts is purposeful, grounded, majestic, unwavering. Seen from this perspective, the Cullinan is not just an SUV, it's a sovereign on wheels. And in this silence, above the crowds, above the traffic, above the noise, it reigns, alone and unchallenged.